Okay, no, sorry. We created a Git repository using a Git init, and then what we have done is we have used a Git branch hyphen show. It will show me the which branch I'm currently in to show the list of things. Okay, right? This is what we have seen here. And the next one is Git status to check the what is happening in the particular repository. I mean, let me tell you what is the repository here and branch again. A small, a small review or a history of what we have talked last time. Right. Okay, so the thing is, there are two things probably. I mean, when you are working with web whiteboard online, there are two things here basically. When you join a company, right, you have to work with some of the source code management tool, or even you have to work with one of the project. That project will be in either of the tools. While there are two possibilities that you would be encounter. I mean, face it. One is Git init. Another one is Git clone. Where do we use this base? If you are the first person who is creating a repository for a project, then you would use a Git init, which means you are going to create a GitHub related repository using a Git init command, and then you add some code, you commit it, and then you push it to remote repository. Okay, this is the scenario. Meaning, for example, you join a company. There is no project or there is no repository has been configured for that company. Meaning they have a source code, they don't know where to keep it, or at least they did not done or they did not upload it or push the code into GitHub. So at that time, what you need to do is you have to git initialize, git add, add the existing code. I mean, these are not the commands I could say. I'm just telling the events that you need to do. Add the code or copy the files, okay, and commit it, and then finally push to the remote repository. This is what you have done. Another what you need to do. Another one is git clone. What does it mean is, in this scenario, the project is already there in a GitHub. Okay, but you need to work on that project. So for that, you need to clone it. So you don't need to do all this as the first time here. This on the right side here, on the left side here, this is the you are going to do for the first time. On the right side, if the project is already there in a GitHub, you need to clone in order to work on that project. So what will happen is, since I think last time we have used, we have created a mkdir, for example, my git. Okay, then inside my git, what we have done is git init, and then it is initialized this particular folder as a GitHub repository. A repository means it is one of the right, a place where we can store files, different files, and it will enable the version control system on that particular entire folder. Okay, when you created a repository, what will happen is there is a branch will be get created here. Okay, this is same which will happen with the git clone or git init here. So what is I meant by is, for example, you created a repository, for example. Okay, when you created it, what will happen is it will automatically have a one branch. One branch means the master here. If you see here, the branch is called a master. Okay, for example, from the master, you can create a separate branches. Okay, from the separate branches, like a tree has a root, right? The root, from the root, it can have a multiple branches. Sorry for my bad diagram here. This is assume this is a tree and it has a multiple trees here. Okay, and it has some roots and all here. Okay, similarly, when you create a repository, or when you clone a repository, by default it will have a one branch like this. This will call it as a master branch. Okay, the master branch. From the master branch, you can create a child branches. For example, we don't call it as a child branches, but in a GitHub, in GitHub terminology, we'll call it as a branches. Currently, we are in a master branch. From the master branch, we can create a multiple branches. If you ask me what is a branch means, the same copy of the existing. Okay, so it won't be any changes at all. Okay, so that is called a branch. A branch is a master copy of existing branch. Okay, that branch, existing branch can be a master, or I mean a master or a development branch or something branch also. Okay, so this is what we thought last time. Even when you clone it, the same thing will happen. When you clone it, right, when you clone it, it will automatically pull all the information related to what is the repository name, how many branches, what is the commits, how many commits is happen, and how many tags, what are the issues, everything you will be getting when you clone it. But there is another thing called shallow clone. What does it mean is, for example, Git, when you say Git clone, what is happening is it will pull all the 100% information. But in case of shallow clone, it will pull only the code, not the metadata. What does it mean? Metadata means, let me show you that as well. Okay, GitHub. Okay, a metadata is a data which is about some basic information about a repository. For example, let's take this as a repository. This is the code for this repository. Okay, this is a Maven project we are going to learn. I mean, I think it's not a Maven, it is a Node.js, I guess. Yeah, I guess Node.js or some other project. This is a farm controllers. Let's talk about something after some time about this. But what we want is we are talking about the metadata, right? What does it mean is, when you clone it, it will copy the entire code, entire branches history, entire tags, how many commits, at what time, and every information it will be cloned to your local repository. When you do shallow clone, it will download only the source code, not the metadata. That metadata is nothing but the how many branches. Of course, it has some branches information, but not the fully, and tags, commits, history, and the forking information. All the metadata won't be cloned when you do a shallow clone it. Okay, so only the core content of project will be downloaded when you do a shallow clone. Yeah. Okay, shallow clone here. Okay, we should be using a git clone only. Why? Because where do we use the shallow clone is, for example, if you are writing an automation script, or if you are writing some pipeline for another project. Okay, so at that time, if the time is taking to clone is very high, what they do is they don't clone it fully. They do a shallow clone, which will give the basic information about the repository along with the source code, not the entire information. So that is the place where to use a shallow clone here. Okay, just this is just information about it. Why we did talk here is, what we are going to do is, since we are been talking about the Git initialization for the first time, okay, we just talked here. Okay, for example here. Okay, don't worry, I'll show you the list of the commands here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna create a repository. Okay, actually, let me come for here. Okay, this is a GitHub project. I mean, this is a GitHub page where you can sign up and get an account for that. Please let me know. I'm assuming everyone have a GitHub account. Please let me know if you don't have an account. I'll show you how to sign up also here. It is an easy process here. Okay, okay. So currently, this is my GitHub repository. In total, these are my entire repositories. How many repositories? These are my repositories which I have been done. In the repositories, some of the repositories I have contributed to the open source softwares. For example, Bamini. Bamini is one of the open source tool for medical or healthcare, healthcare related. For example, if you have an hospital, right, they require a lot of software tools to manage the different departments, patients records and all, right. So Bamini is one of the open source project which will help for the entire healthcare management or hospital management system software. I got a chance to work on this project, open source project, and I have written some GitHub hooks for that. That's why I got a chance for that. And so like this, there are a lot of things. Now what I need to do is I'm going to create a new repository. Okay, and here is my repository name. Okay, my repository is, for example, take, for example, let me take here Git learner. Okay, this is my repository. I've just created it here, and this is a public and not a private. Private means the repository, if someone is searched with a Git learner, right, what will happen in the Google, right? So it will show me also, of course it's based on indexing also, but it won't be accessible if it is a private until I invited it. For example, let's create a public repository only, so it will be available for the public even if when they search for the repository. I don't want this to be private. Okay, that's fine. And I'm not going to check any of the things, because what I want is I want to show you the basic commands for this part. I mean, on the first time what we are doing it here. Okay. So, I mean, even though if I don't check it, what I'm doing is, if you check out here, automatically one file will be get created called readme.file. This is a I mean, I can't say mandatory. This is a professional. I mean, for example, if you share your GitHub repository to someone, right? Someone means for an interviewer or whoever it may be, what they do is they will open your project and see if there is any readme file. What is it is justly simply tell you how to use this project. I don't want this file now because for other purpose, and even there is a git ignore file, it will automatically get created if we add it here. So I'm not choosing it now. I'm just going with the default one. I'm just creating a repository here. Okay. So it has been these are the commands that repository got created. Here is my repository name. If you see here, this is my repository URL, github.com/naren970 git learner here. Okay, so there are almost 2 to 3 ways that you can access this repository to your local box. One is this way. This is how you push your changes, or this is like, these are the commands which will helpful for you on this scenario which we just talked. And these are the commands, assuming you already have a source code and you just want to push to the remote repository. Means these are the commands for the just 3 commands, meaning this scenario. Not this scenario. Not like clone here. You have the source code and you have initialized it here, but still you want to push it to the remote. This is what the commands here. I'll show you. Okay. What does it mean is, last time what we have done is, let me show you here. Last time we created a project called my git repo. Okay, right? So we just don't know what are the changes, and I think we have done some commits also here. What does it mean is, whatever we have done on the last class, everything was on my local machine. It did not push to my remote repository. Okay, meaning you have initiated a project, but you don't know where to push. But if you want to push to this git learner repository, these are the commands. Okay, but you did not have anything, did not started anything at all, then these are the commands here. Let's talk each one by one here. Okay, what does it mean here? See guys, one thing is, the entire git learning is based on all these commands, especially this one. If you know all these 5 commands, you know the 50% concept of a GitHub. Because not like, no, this is a work experience. The entire work that you are going to will be on these 5 lines only. So just spend a little bit time on what this time, when do we use, and what is the purpose of it. Okay, if you know, or if you have handy on this 5 commands or 6 commands, right? I mean, not this also. Yeah, very rarely use. You would be using these three and this one a very on a daily basis here. So you just need to understand of it. Okay, now let's talk one by one here how it has been going to do this. On the safer side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this also here. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is, since I have created a repository, there are 2 ways of accessing this repository here. One is through HTTPS and SSH here. What is meant by this means, as I mentioned here, git clone, right? Git clone with this HTTPS URL. What does it mean is there are some commands like, where is this? There are some commands like to clone this repository here. Where is this? Okay, wherever it may be. So git clone and the URL is like this. I want this to be done. Okay, when you execute this command, what will happen is it will download the entire source code of this git learner and then provide all the information here. Okay, in your local box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new repository from the starting. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to execute it along with this, adding a readme dot. What this example has shown here is he just created a file with the echo command, and the file name is readme.md. Readme.md is a file where, which has been a format of a file which will help you to understand what is exactly this project is all about it here. Okay, I'll show you that. Even what I'll do is I'll create a folders, I'll create a file and then copy some of the files into those folders. Then I'll initialize it, or else I can initialize it and then I'll do all these information. And this guy has shown adding the readme.file to track it along with the readme.md file, whatever the folders that I have created in above steps, right? I'll add those also. Then I'll commit it, and then I'll branch, I'll be saying, then I'll add of where this changes has to push. And then, I'll just add a URL of where this changes has to push, and finally push command. This is what I'm going to do here. Okay, now let's do it here. Okay, for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one more thing here. mkdir, just 1 minute, guys. mkdir git learner. It doesn't need to be, the folder name should be the same thing. I mean, the repository name and folder name should be it doesn't require, both should be in the same name, because it may differ, but the best practice is make sure the naming consistency in this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, okay, let's take learner. Okay, now I have just done it. And what is the command? It is saying this is the command, right? So what does it doing is it's just asking me to, it's creating a readme.file, which is saying git learner at the statement. Okay, this is what my content which I want to be here. Okay, automatically the file is getting created. Let's check that. Okay, let's check the content of it. There is a one line which is git learner from Narendra or something. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll add some more code also here. Okay, what is the code? I'll download some the Maven project here. I'm taking the random one. Okay, I'm just downloading this file here, meaning I'm just downloading for sample one here. This is some of the code. It's downloaded here. What I'm not doing is forget about this. Okay, the downloads only Maven project master something, right? Here, what I'm doing is I'm gonna copy Maven. Under this, there are a lot of things, right? I'm gonna copy whatever we have downloaded is this project. After extracting, I got this path. I'm gonna copy these two folders. Server, CP I'm using for copying it. I want recursively copy the entire folder. So I'm using a -r for the recursive of server folder to in a current directory. Current means dot. So it is going to copy me. Let's check whether it is being copied or not. Yes, it just copied. Similar way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy something related to the web app. Okay, you can copy anything. It doesn't require. I'm just to show you I don't have any content in my downloads folder. So I'm just downloaded from that. Okay, recursively of this web into the current directory. Okay, now what we have done is we just added some here. The first statement is he just created some file, and similarly I have added some folders also. Net, what does it is saying is git init. Hey, I have a source code ready now, or I do have my changes. Now let me initiate this folder as a GitHub repository. Git init. Okay, so when you did initiate it, you know, right, what happened is it automatically found entire, I mean, this automatically changed the entire folder from a normal folder to a GitHub repository. What does it mean is, as I showed you here, there is a one automatically .git folder has been there. Inside this .git folder, there are a lot of internals of the GitHub related to maintain the information about how many branches, what are the hooks, any commits. It will maintain all the things, right? That is, I mean, you don't need to take care of this part. Just when you initiate it, you just need to observe this folder is got created. This is internal to Git. Okay, now let's add this. What this guy is saying, add readme dot. Since you have added the, I mean, or created a readme.md, you are going to add it. Add that mean is, what does it, what you are saying is to a Git is, hey, please let me do it here. Git status here. What it is saying is a git status is a command. What will happen is it will keep on tell you if there are any changes in your GitHub repository. Okay, so you should be having a habituate of always use this command before executing any of the commands, like before committing it, before pushing it, before merging it, before creating a tags or merging it, deleting a branch, switching a branch, right? You should be habituate of using a git status. Why? Because it will give you a lot of information about what is happening in this particular repository. In this current repository, what it is saying is there are untracked files. These are the list of those untracked files, readme.md, server, web app. And if you want to track it, please use this command, which is a git add space file. What does it mean is in the file, you use readme.md, server folder, web app folder, anything. Okay. This is what you're simply what you're saying. Hey, Git, please track of all these folders, I mean, or files, which is nothing but a staging it here. Okay, I'll tell you now. Git add readme. Okay, readme.md. Now let's check again status. What is happened here? See, now earlier it didn't show as in green here, but it is shown in the green, meaning I'm gonna track of these changes. If you want to untrack or unstage it, please use git rm -- cache. There is something called git checkout also, but forget about this now. Just focus on add alone and this file. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Git server, git add space server, meaning please track this. It is saying okay. Now let me check the status whether it is added. Yes. Under the server folder, there are almost 5 to 6 files here. I mean, 4 files here. So for each file, it has been shown in like this. Now let me add git add web app like this. Now let me check the status. Like this, whenever you created any file or whenever you created any feature in the entire project tree, you have to add something like this. In this example, this guy has created only one file and then he just added. In our example, I have copied multiple files under the server and web app folder. That's why I added those also here. Okay. Now the next one is git commit here. Git commit -m. Okay, two things here. What is happening here is when you commit, it will ask you, okay, let me talk about the what is the commit here. It is simply a saving of whatever the changes that you have done. You are saying in the above steps, you are telling, please track my changes. What is changes? You have created a web app folder, server folder, and readme.md file. So those are the changes. And you are saying with the add command, please track of those changes, which is nothing but a staging. Okay, whatever the changes or whatever the stages that you have done, if you want to save that, you have to use something called git commit here. So since I have added these many features or these many files or folders, I want save these changes with a some message. For example, I added web server, web and server directories or functionalities. This is a message which I'm given, which is simply like when you are saving a file, right, you would give us some kind of a file name, right? Similarly, you would also give us some message. Without a message, it won't work. I mean, it is a mandatory place that you can pass a message here. Either git commit -m like this, or else only just git m here. So what will happen when you do just git commit it? It will ask you to provide a commit message. Okay, see, by default, it has opened a VI editor in this one. So I'm just adding, I added server and web folders on this commit. So this is my commit message. Okay, since it is a VI editor, it is asked me to enter some commits. So I added it. Now I'm saving that as well. Okay, so this is what happened when you do commit. This is one. Another way of doing a message or passing a message to commit is -m my message like this. Okay, so this is what has happened. I just used it since I already committed. It is saying nothing has happened. Let me check what is the commit that has been done. Git log. Okay, it is showing this is the commit ID, and on master branch you have done it. Who is the other? Narendi, and when he has done 8/8/23, and this is a commit message. So if you added like this git log, it will automatically show you here. Okay, now let's back to our this one. Okay, now what you are saying is git branch space -m space main. What does it happen is you are modifying the branch name, meaning why? Because earlier, whenever you created any repository under the GitHub, by default, the branch name is a master branch here. Okay, if you see here, even that is also following. But recent changes or upgradation, the default branch is the main branch. That's why this guy is saying in your local repository, it will show still as a master branch, but you need to modify the branch name. Okay, this is also one command to change how to change a branch name. Git branch space -m is for the modify, and the branch that you want to give the new branch name that you want to go. What does it happen? From a master branch, automatically change it to main branch. This is the command. Okay, now let's talk about what is the command. Okay, next thing is, now you have done your changes, you have committed it. Now where do you want to push? Okay, this is the place you need to push. Okay, please, how to add or how to tell this? You just git remote add origin and this URL. Let me copy this. Okay. What is meant by origin here? Okay. Origin means the one that you are pointing, meaning, for example, you are on a main branch. This is nothing but a origin here. The shortcut, it is like instead of calling as a directly main, origin. For example, if you switch from main branch to develop branch, when you type origin means it will be pointed to development branch instead of a origin here, sorry, instead of main here. So whenever you switch a branch, that respective branch name will become as a origin here. Okay, this is one. In this scenario, this is my branch here. Okay, for example, if I want to remote origin hyphen list, 1 minute here. So what I want to use is, I want to see if there is any remote origin already added here. So I do not have, looks like, but let me check it again here. Get URL hyphen all. What did I give? It's remote get URL. I want, is there any something with origin? No such thing called origin here. Since we did not execute this one, right? Now let me add this part here. So I don't have any of the origin which have been configured earlier. That's why it is showing me nothing like that. So this is the remote repository URL as a origin of a remote. So I just given this here. See, when I type the previous command, it is showing me, get the URL of all related to the origin. Okay. So I have configured only the remote URL. Now, no other properties which I have configured for the origin. That's why it is just showing you here. Okay. Now your local repository know when you do push, where to push. Okay. Now you are saying you have given address to your repository saying that, okay, this is a remote repository and address, and now it's time to commit now. Okay, git push origin, the main branch here. Okay, even you can ignore for -u also, but fine. Now whenever you do push, after pushing this entire, we will lose, I mean, so basically we push some code into git learner repository here. That is what we are going to do it here now. Okay, so what does it happen is git push origin totally 35, I mean 30%. I mean it's been almost some, what is happening is 30 objects means a file or anything, whatever you are pushing it here. Okay, and some compression, some of the information that you can ignore, but what you need to take care of it, you have to take care of this URL and the branch also. In this push, there is a one new branch got created. Your local branch is on the left side, that is a main branch, which is represented here. On the right side, the branch name which is representing the remote repository. Remote repository branch means this repository, this is a remote, and in my local folder, this is a local repository here. Okay, this is where centralized also. Now it has been centralized. Now let's refresh this change and see if there is any changes happen here. Okay, totally whatever we have pushed here, we got it here. And now we got the main branches. Let's see any of the other branches also. No other branches here. Okay. Now, any questions, guys? I hope you got clear on this. These are the commands that we have just done it here. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, feature branch. Okay, yeah. Any branch? I mean, any questions so far? Is it clear? I want to just confirmation from you guys. Waiting for you work confirmation. Okay, it's clear. Okay, fine. Any other things? Okay, let's do one thing. I want a volunteer who I mean, which I want to do something on this. I mean, I want to create another branch and push the same changes with the git clone now. So anyone willing to share your screen and practice along with me now? Nanda, Chandrasekhar, Kiran, Naveen, Sharanya, Tejashwi, Vijay. I want someone. Please come, guys, because this would definitely helpful for you. If you are planning to attend an interview, right, or even if you are starting planning of attending interviews or things, this should be there. No, you should be ready to do all the things. Okay, please. I want someone to be okay. Okay, I think she has already done it, Sharanya. Okay, you have created it, right? I hope. Let me share the cloning URL here. Please, can you clone it and create a new repository and add something or delete something and then push me back? I hope you are doing, Sharanya. Please confirm me if you are doing it. Yes, okay. I think is it possible to share your screen? Because others also able to show. Okay, right. Let me stop my screen sharing. Okay. 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 Thank you. Student sharing. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. One more thing, guys. Yeah, you please continue, Sharanya. So she has created a separate folder and then cloned it, and she checked all the information, and she found something, and now, yeah, right. Okay, it is showing you are in a main branch, and I want to create a new branch using some command called git branch checkout hyphen branch new changes. Okay, so one thing, Saranya, can you pass it here? Okay. Keep sharing it. So there are two things here. What does it happen is git checkout space hyphen b new change. Here the syntax here is meaning uh, what does it happen is two events happen with this command. One is creating a new branch and automatically switch it to that newly created branch. Two events happened. Okay, so there are some other commands like git branch space the branch name that you want to do. What does it do is it will just create a branch, but it won't switch it here. Okay, git branch space, for example, feature one. You can type feature one, yeah, new feature or anything, feature one. So just right. What does it happen is now just wait. Now, yes, exactly. It has shown you the branch got created. Now, if you want to switch to that particular branch, there is something you can use git checkout without hyphen d. Git checkout, the feature one here. So what I want to focus is there are two ways to create a new branch. One is git checkout space hyphen b, the branch name. What does it happen is it will create a new branch and automatically switch to the newly created branch. This is one way. And the second command is git branch space new branch name. You have to execute this. For this, it will automatically create a new branch, but it won't switch it. If you want to switch it, you have to use a git checkout the newly created branch name. So this way we can find out two things. Okay, please go ahead. And now you have done some, I think you have done some changes, nothing, right? Okay, cool. So 1 minute, Saranya. The best thing is if you want to know what is happening in this one, the thing is you should try git status command. So this will always show you something what is happening here. This should be a best practice. Okay, can you please go ahead now? Add some changes here. Okay. Yeah. Can you add something and then push it? Okay, touch is another command. What does it happening is it will create an empty file in it. Okay, this is a Linux command. It is not a Git specific command here. Okay, there are two ways of adding file. Either you open the file with some editor, either Nano or something or VI. Another way is just redirecting the output to a new. Now what she has done is with the echo, right? I'm a new text file and she redirected the one line of statement to new.txt here. This is what happened, and she just showed what is the content inside of that new text.txt. This is a Linux way of doing it. Okay. Okay. Now can you? Yes. Now it is clearly saying there is a one untracked file, meaning it is a one unstaged files. If you want to be staged or you want to be tracked, it is adding git add space new.txt. So please do it. New.txt here. Okay. Okay, now can you check the status? What is that happen? Okay, now it has been adding it here. Okay, now if you want to revert back these changes, or if you want to undo these changes, you can just simply git restore hyphen stage. I mean, we don't do it right away, but I'll show you some other time along with some edits also. Yeah, after status, what does it mean is Git diff will work only if on the changes, if you have done it. Changes means, for example, if you edited the existing file, right, that will show you the differences of the previous version of the file and second version of the new version of the file. In the newer case, you just added the new file but not edited one. If you edited one, it will show you the differences here. I mean, you have edited some line, this is the older version, this is a new one here. Okay, now let's what is the command after doing git status, after adding it? Next one is git commit. Git commit, there is a two ways of committing your thing. Either passing an argument as with the -m, yeah, directly git commit space -m within a double quotes, added the new file here. Okay, now, yeah, please go ahead. Right, this is a command she has added here. So since we did not configure the global information here, please asking us to tell something. This one, I mean, these are the necessary command we should be configured before working on a GitHub. So it won't ask you most of the information if we add it here. But you know, right, why this is, for every push that we do, right, it will have with this username and email ID. That's why it has been required. Yeah. And the next one is name out of it. Okay. Okay, what does it happen? See, simple thing is, for every output or for the every error, we have to understand here. Let's understand the result of git commit here. What does it happen is, initially it has shown, just give me 1 minute, guys. I am trying to draw this thing. Okay, 1 minute. Huh? Where is this? Yeah. Okay, why I'm not able to annotate? Okay, here. So what I want to show you is, I hope you can able to see the drawing which I'm doing it here. Okay, right? You have to understand some output of this. This is a branch name, this is a commit ID, and this is a commit message. And totally how many files it got changed, how many insertions it have happened, and the create mode for this. Okay, what does it mean is, it will show you, for example, if you added new files or you changed it or you deleted, everything will be get tracked here. So before committing anything, you have to really understand the changes that you have done. Okay, what will happen in the company is, sometimes instead of pushing some changes in one branch, you would be pushing those changes in some other branch, which may affect the product also. This has happened with me when I'm learning, right? Instead of pushing my changes on my own feature branch, what I've done is I directly pushed on the QA branch, which will be responsible for, which will be deployed at the QA environment. So I've just pushed it and then I'm done. And someone has been deployed in the QA environment, and suddenly that feature got, I mean, some of the features got missed and my feature got popped up. So immediately they have seen the history of what is happening in the commits and all, and they told, okay, this guy has done some commits directly on the QA, and then we shouldn't be allowing it. Please let them ask him to remove or repush again some with undo changes. That's what they done. So we have to be really careful of where, in which branch we are pushing and what. Or okay. So that's I want. Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, git log will also one command to show you the list of the commits here. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, now it is just shown me here. One thing you need to observe is the origin main, origin head, new change main. There are some folders you just created. This was not having any changes, but new change and main branch has some changes, but you have not done something. That's why the color difference. Okay, git bash is one of the beautiful tool which will tell you some of the information with the color format. What does it, two color formats it is? This means there are two branches here. Okay, that is by default. Now no changes. There are some other two branches in the green color, which means they have done some changes but not been saved anything. Okay, that's why it is showing it two different colors here. Okay, fine. Now so with the git log we just shown a list of the commits that we have done here. Okay, this commit is from mine, I think remote repository commits. Okay, fine. Okay, now we have just seen the how many commits has happened. Now next thing is we need to push the changes to the, yeah, that's right, exactly. Git push origin. Okay, why the feature one? For example, you may give a feature to feature three, but what does it happen is you want to create a same feature branch of a local to or same feature branch name in the remote also. That's why you need to give this one here. For example, if you give a feature 2 or feature 3 or feature 4 in your local branch, your branch name should be, will be in feature 1 only. But since you have given a feature 3 as your branch name while pushing it, the remote repository will be feature 3. It will be very confused. So the best approach is whatever the local branch that you have given, always maintain or give the same branch name in the remote repository also. That's why but the catch point is you can change the branch name also here. Yeah, please go ahead, Sharon. Okay. If you are doing for the first time, what will happening is it will ask you your username and password. So she got a one notification asking for to sign in something here. Okay. So our GitHub username and password won't work here. Okay. What will happening is we have to create a token for that separately. Okay. For how do we create means please log into your GitHub repository. Can you log into GitHub repository? uh, because the password authentication with the password was disabled by default from 2021. So we have to create a token which acts like a password on a temporary basis, like a limited time, and then you use that token for committing and doing something. Do you have it, Sharanya, already, or you are going to create it? If you have already, uh, use that. Otherwise, you need to create it here. Okay, you are creating. Yeah, please go ahead. Sometimes it may take time for creating things also. Okay, but fine. I mean, guys, this is a sign up process which is happen here. Okay. Yeah, if you want, you can stop your screen and then get the OTP if you want. Otherwise, you can continue on this also here. Okay, right? I think you would already got us some code here. Yeah, you can just use, that's it. Yeah, right, exactly. Yes, please sign up on, please sign up as much as possible because we are going to do some practical on this here. Okay, get ready with your accounts and then we'll use it here. Okay. Uh, okay, now, yeah, you can create a repository here. Oh, no, why? I don't think we need to create. What we are doing is you are going to push changes on my repository, not on your repository. Why did we create it is because you need to pass a token for that, right? Okay, go to the profile section here. I mean, profile and settings, come down. Okay, yeah, go ahead, settings, come down, come down, come down, developer settings, developer settings. Yeah, personal token, personal access tokens here. And yeah, I think you can use the tokens, which is a classic functionality. You generate the new token here and use the beta. Beta is fine, which means they have done something. Okay, you give your token name like, yeah, test key or something, fine. And the expiration can be 30 days. Okay. Okay. And public repository or all repository, you can put all repository. This will help you to do something on this. And come again, come down. Okay, 1 minute. Can you expand this zero permissions of all your repository? Nothing was there. Okay, can you expand this? Right. Wait a minute. Okay, fine and no problem. Yeah, please create it. What I just checked is we can restrict some of the operations with the something went wrong. Why so? Yeah, you can please copy this and save it in your notepad to save it somewhere. Save it in notepad so you won't get it will be handy when you want to push or something. Okay. The best way, guys, while you are doing any of the work, right, please maintain a run log. What is meant by a run log means the work that you are doing. Okay, run log is a place where where it will have a log or information about what you are doing. For example, if you are working on Ansible or GitHub or any of the project, right, you have to maintain a run log here. uh, for example, the main use of the run log here is especially if if you are not available, you are on leave or you are on off, you have logged off, right? For example, if someone has come to your place, meaning the work that whatever you have done, right, instead of you need to do, if someone want to do, they will ask you the run log, which is like a documentation, right? There is a difference between a documentation and run log. Documentation will have a entire product information or entire APIs information or how to use it, but run log will have a piece of information, especially one particular scenario. For example, if I ask you to create a how to push your changes to GitHub, you have to create a run log how to do from each and everything. If we give or if we share your run log to someone, they should be able to execute properly without any issues. That's how your run log should be. This is one of the main responsibility of as a DevOps or DevSecOps or a SRE. Okay. Okay, let's get pushed, guys. Okay. Can you type again and it will ask you the entire one more time, so you can pass your token name. Yeah. Okay. And then yeah, you can paste it here, sign in. So mostly it will ask you only one time, that is on initial times here itself. Okay, what it is saying, 403 denied it. Why? Because I have not added her as a contributor to my project. That's why it has given. Okay, now let me add her as a contributor. For that, what I'm gonna do is let me share my screen here. Shiranya, can you give a screen back to me? I'll show that. Okay. Given, I can still share my screen, your screen. Open a Zoom app, not this. Click on information here. So, okay, not here. Okay, even I can't able to stop your screen. Okay, Sandeep, can you make me host? You use a tab, Alt tab. Use Alt tab to switch. Yeah, please open it. Please open it. It's not coming. Are you using a double screens? Okay, sure, sure. Yeah, if you are using a double screen, you can do that also, but fine. Yeah, you can exit it or you can close it. Oh, I think, okay, let me share back it again here. Okay, so I'm on this project here. Okay, she got a 403 error on her screen, which means forbidden. Forbidden means you are not have a proper rights to do some operations on this here. Okay, so for that, what I'm gonna do is I opened it. Does she be join back? Sharanya? Okay, I think yes. Thank you. Okay, now let me go to my repository and click on settings here and collaborators. See, the settings will be differ for each repository. You navigate to your repository first and then click on collaborators. Under the collaborators, okay, again, I I should have a, okay, let me do one thing. I should be, okay, fortunately, I remembered my password. Okay, now in this repository, I need to invite her. I think, can you tell me your username, Sharanya? I think, yeah, Sharanya1212. Yeah. So this is where when you join, okay, I think yes. This is where you will be added as a contributor to that particular repository. Okay. Once you join a company, they will provide you access like this. They'll open their settings and then added your email IDs. Then you will get a notification. Okay. So I mean, Sharanya has to accept it. That is in still pending. Okay. Even I can remove her whenever I want here. Okay. So until she accepted, I mean, once she accepted, she can able to push it now. Okay, this is way how we can provide an access to someone, even though it is a public repository, right? See, since you have made as a public, uh, you shouldn't. I mean, restrictions was not free. I mean, restrictions will be always apply, even though on the public. So you can't push it. You can view. I mean, you can. It will public repository is always a read only. Okay, you can't push it until they provide a separate or permissions like this. Okay, now can you do the thing? I think Sharanya, I think, oh, okay, let me don't share it, so maybe you'll have a problem, but you can push it. I hope so. You can start pushing it. What she's going to do is she's going to use a push command and then press it. I mean, complete it, and we will see the separate branch here. Till now, we do have only one branch. Once she push successfully, we'll see the second push here. I mean, second branch here. Can you do that, Sharanya? Can you message? Can you confirm it? Yeah. Okay, added. Okay, added. She told she added it. Okay, still I can see only one branch. Can you push it? Did you push it? Okay, but some error again. Okay, please paste your error, or you can start share your screen. But same error. Did you accepted it? Meaning you accept the invite. When you do accept it, what does it happen? Okay, I think no. Okay, 403. Okay, can you delete this and generate the new token? Okay, right. Okay, come down. Repository, all repositories, yes. All repositories. Yes. Yes. Okay. Actions, workflows, yeah, we don't require of it. Okay, wait. Overview, right? Zero permissions for all your repository. Can you expand it? Nothing was there. The above one. Okay, nothing was there. 1 minute. Can you go a little bit up? Repository permission, permit the access to report. Can you expand that? The first one, repository permissions, workflows, administration, teams, collaborations. Can you make access for everything? Instead of access, read and write. I mean, what I'm doing is what I'm suggesting you is with this token, you can create on your own repositories. You can, okay, what is that? Code spacement added and everything. The token that is going to create will have all these permissions here, that including public and her own private repositories also here. I mean, we don't really require of all the things, but in on the safer side to complete this exercise, we have just been doing it. Okay. Okay, metadata, we don't require. Pull request, definitely come down. Pull request, repository security advisors, variables, webhooks, definitely we need. I mean, since you are going to save this token, right? Okay, read and write, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, 16 permissions. I mean, whatever it is there. Can you go a little bit up? Account permissions, see what are there? Yeah. Block another users. Yeah, with this, since this is a key for you only, so you can do, yeah, you can have a, yes, check the changes. Code space, user secret, yes. Email address, yes. Come down. Doesn't plan private repository invitations. Yeah, you can enable the private repository invitation also. Associate signing keys you required. I mean, you can do all these things with the help of this key. That is the entire thing. This entire thing from this configuring the profile sections. Okay, yeah, you can review it. I mean, not review required and generate a token. Why something was wrong here? Yeah, please go ahead and save it somewhere. Okay, yeah, now push it again. Okay, I want to check one more thing on your thing also here. Okay, can you type a command? I want to see the list of git remote, git space remote, get URL, get hyphen get hyphen URL, origin, not remove, remote. Yeah, hyphen get URL. hyphen hyphen add also. I mean, at the end of the things, can you up arrow? Can you do up arrow? So we are missing some argument called hyphen hyphen all space after yeah, there space hyphen hyphen all. Oh, is that no? I want to see. Can you go history of these commands? Can you just type history? Yeah, history is a command to show. I want. Did we added any origin? No, right? But still, I mean, you have. Did we cloned it or how did we used? I hope we have cloned it, right? Okay, we have cloned it. Then why didn't work? What is the command? Why? I mean, what I'm suspecting is in the origin name, right? It has added the slash at the end of the git. Okay, can you go a little bit up? I want to see the error message while you are pushing it. Okay, see, 1 minute here. 1 minute. Can you just a minute? Okay. Can you type this command? Are you typing? Okay, it is correct only. Then why that? One more thing is, can you show me your token? Okay, guys, anyone is trying on this? Please let me know. You can also try on this. Let me know. I can ping me your user ID. I'll invite you. One thing. Show me the error now. 403. The requested URL return 403. Okay, 1 minute. I hope you have invited. Let me check this. Yeah, you are a collaborator. Okay. Yeah, you can try cloning again. Um, 1 minute, guys. I'm just. Can I try something? Yeah. You please go ahead. I'm just muting myself. Hello. Okay. ఉందండి. Okay. Okay. So the username is the wrong. Is the same email ID that you have given. Okay, this is where, okay, it is taking us some username by default, which is not the correct one. Now this you have to paste. Earlier it was asked the username. I think you have to give a token. Yeah, because that was disabled by default. Instead of password, you have to give a token, whatever you just generated. Can you try again and it will ask you again. Okay, now you give your username, email ID. This email ID you should be using when you have created an account. You can now paste the password of the token. Noticing denied it to Sharanya. So instead of entire email ID, provide. Okay, do one thing. Sign in with the browser. Yeah. So it will open a browser by default and ask you to sign in. Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, see, automatically got created. So authentication problem. Yeah, so the result, what does it happening is, yeah, it is created the new branch here. And the branch name is new feature one. I mean, feature one. And it has this one. Okay, fine. Guys, I think any confusion on this, because I know the issue that we have faced here is the authentication was not properly happened because of email ID or the username. That is what we have done here. So that's why there is a small little bit confusion here. Otherwise, everything is fine. So the process is I need to invite as a collaborator. You have to accept it and then use the username and password while pushing it. It will ask you for the first time until you clean your some of the history in the git bash also here. So it won't ask you for the next time. Mostly if you clean your history or some other cookies or cache information from the git bash, it will ask you again. Okay, so this is the process, guys. I think we have already crossed some time, but still okay. Any questions on this, guys? Because what I'm gonna do is I will be we will be cloning some open source repository. Okay, and then we will fork it, and then we will add you as a collaborator, and then we will create some merge request, pull request, and then we'll try to merge it. We will initialize some conflicts, and then we will do some changes. Everyone has to create their own branch on the particular forked branch, which I am going to invite you. And then you have to raise some pull request. We will show you how to raise a pull request here. Okay, can you share your browser, Sharanya? We will show the how to raise a merge request here. What I'm gonna doing, I mean, what we are talking now is, now she has raised she has pushed her changes to her own feature branch now. So now what the thing is, see the information that has been shown here, totally two branches here, main and feature one branch here. Okay, in the feature one branch, what will happen is, if we want her changes to be merged with the main branch, she has to raise a pull request here. Okay, see, it is where this is where it is in the yeah, here this is the compare and pull request. Yeah, can you click on it here? So whenever any new branches happen, it will automatically show or pop up that one here. Okay, here the information is, see, the arrow mark is on towards left side, meaning the feature one changes or feature one code changes to be merged with the right side one. The right side one is a main branch. Okay, so you are raising a pull request. Pull request means you are asking to the administrator saying that pull my changes to your main branch. That is why it is a pull request. Okay, so you are asking feature one branches changes to be merged with the main branch. This is what the information that you have shown. Can you click on drop down? Not here, not here, not here. On the this one. No. Here on the top. Yeah, here. It will show you the list of branches. You can change whatever the branches that you want when you are raising a merge request. Here, this is the information that I want. Like I want the changes from main to, feature to feature branch to main branch. So the changes of feature one branches will be merged with the main branches. Okay. So you have to give some as a merge request heading and a lot of comments. The best way is you have to explain each and every changes that you have done on the feature branch and why you want to add or pull this to this one. This information will help you if someone review your merge request. Okay. Some of the team, okay, who will do that? The team leads or solution architect will approve your merge request. Okay, sometimes if you are a senior DevOps engineer, right, or if you are a lead of a DevOps under you, if someone is working, you have to review their merge request or pull request and accept it. Okay, okay, that way you have to read this and then understand, and then if you are okay with that, you have to merge accept it. Okay, now let's create a pull request. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay, now once the pull request has happened in the in my web browser, I'll also able to see this pull request, and then I can open a review. I can open for review and then see if it is okay. I can do that. Even she can also do this now. Okay, merge. See, she is able to merge it, but in general, in real time, we shouldn't be doing it until you have a permission. Generally we won't be doing it. A solution architect or team lead would be doing it and they merge it. Okay, if you have a permission, we can do it, no problem at all. See here, the right mark, the correct in the green symbol means it can able to merge without no conflicts here, meaning when it merge there are some chances where the conflicts will come. Conflicts means, for example, she has created a new text or something, and even my main branch also has a same file with the similar content but with some differences, right? So I may get a conflict. Not only this scenario, we both are executing at the same time, we are working on the same file or same branch, and you have pushed it, and without pulling those changes, if I'm trying to push it again, it will tell you it was not up to date or something. There are a lot of scenarios where the conflicts will come here. Okay, since there is no conflicts, that's why it is showing a right mark here. If there is any conflict, it will automatically show the wrong symbol instead of a right symbol here. Okay, now you can raise a merge request. You can pull it. You can merge this. Merge means you are combining the changes from feature one branch to main branch here once you have done the merge pull request. Okay, yeah, you can click on it here. So even while merging it, you can provide, okay, I'm raising a merge request. I'm accepting the merge request. So this is the information. No issues at all. Please go ahead. That's why that information we can give on that while committing it here. Okay. Now the changes that she has done has been merged to main branch. Can you go to the main branch now? See whether the file got created on from your branch to the, yeah, see, new new.txt file got added to main branch. Earlier it was not, because it was not merged earlier. She has raised a merge request and she has pulled it. In real time, your part or your thing is only raising a merge request, not to merge it. Okay, if you are a team lead or if you are responsible for the entire source code, all the things, you have to merge it.